Question 17 gets into simplifying by combining like terms. So now we're getting into what we call algebraic expressions. So expressions, all we do is really simplify. We don't really get uh, a simple answer here. So we're just trying to do a little bit of cleaning. So with like terms, they have the same variables raised to the same exponents. Combine like terms, what you really do is add the coefficients to keep the variable parts the same. So recall, if I give you 3x plus 2x. These are like terms because they have the same variable part. Now remember, 3x really means x, 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 x. It means 3x is added together. 2x means x and an x. So really, how many x's do we have added together? So keep that in mind. That's just simply 5x's added together, or we write that as 5 times x. Similarly, if I had 7x squared minus an x squared, so remember, 7x squared means you have 7x squareds. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and then you're going to lose an x squared. So if I lose an x squared, what this tells me to do is mark out an x squared. So an x squared and x and minus an x squared is just going to cancel each other out. And that's just going to leave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 x squareds. So your answer would be 6x squared. But notice how there is a coefficient here of a 1. So notice how 7x squared minus 1x squared, if you will. Notice how they're like terms. They have the same variable raised to the same exponent. So the shortcut is simply subtract the exponents. 7 minus 1 would be 6, and then keep the variable part the same, 6x squared. So notice like up here, we had like terms. So again, I could just add the 3 plus 2, get the 5, and then stick the x on the end and say 5x. So notice how we can't put 3x plus 2x in the calculator, but we could put 3 plus 2 in the calculator, and just remember to stick the x back in. So if we look at this example, notice how if we go from highest degree to lowest degree, the highest degree terms are the 6y squared and the negative 3y squared. So we're going to be adding those together. So 6, negative 6y squared and a negative 3y squared. So really the math there is what's a negative 6 and a negative 3. So remember, if you lose 6 and you lose 3, together you've lost 9 altogether. So remember, a negative plus a negative is just a bigger negative. So it's going to give me a negative 9, and then I keep the variable part, which is the y squared. And then if we have a 7y and an 11y, so if we look at those two terms, they're like terms as well, but all we really got to do is add the coefficients. So 7 plus 11 would be then 18, so it would be 18y. So negative 9y squared plus 18y would be our answer. Since the variable part does not have the same exponent, we cannot put those together. So that's what we call simplified. So you cannot put those together because they're unlike terms, because this y has a power of 2 and this y has a power of 1. So those are unlike terms, and you cannot combine unlike terms. You can only combine like terms.